Hello everyone, this is Ashmita and welcome back to Civil Center. So, in our previous video, we have completed up to sand filling section. So, in today's video, we will proceed to PCC. So let me share my screen with you so that you'll be comfortable and you will know in a better way. So friends, here you can see we have completed up to the sand filling section and we have calculated the quantity also. So in today's video, we will proceed to PCC. So providing and laying cement concrete M7.5, which is a grade of the concrete of proportion 148, which is 1 of cement and 4 of coarse aggregate and 8 is stone aggregate. 40 mm machine mixed of specified thickness for foundation and plinth. So in PCC, we will calculate first of all footing and after that we'll proceed to the periphery wall and then for plinth beam, interior plinth beam, and then for flooring, after that we'll deduct the column which will, after that we will deduct the column which will come into the filled up area. After that we will deduct the column which will come into the inside area. And after that we will deduct the column which will come inside the floor area. So let's get started. So for footing we have F1, F2, F3, F4 as we have in our sand filling. So let us proceed with the numbers. So let us see for F1 how many numbers we have. Here we can see already we have 7 numbers of F1, 3 numbers of F2 and 4 numbers of F3 and 1 numbers of F4. So these are the area. And then we have height which is 100 mm. So let us copy this. Let us copy this much. So here we have F1, F2, F3 and F4. Now for height, let us see the structural drawing. So for height, we'll need to see the structural drawing. So let us move to our structural drawing. So here you can see we have provided 75 mm of PCC. So in the height, we will write 75 mm. So 75 mm, if you will convert 75 mm into meter, so it will be 0.075 meter. So simply we have to drag it for all F1, F2, F3, F4 and we will calculate the quantity of this footing. So this into this, this into this. So likewise, we'll get all the quantity of these 3 footings. So we just drag it. You can see it has taken all the quantity and You can see it has taken all the numbers and calculated the quantity likewise. Okay. So for unit, we know if we have length, breadth, and height, so our unit will be in cubic meter. So let us just copy this cubic meter and paste it and simply drag it for all. So we have completed our footings, PCC on footing. So we'll next move on periphery wall. So already we know what is periphery wall. In the sand filling also we have done sand filling there. So friend, we know we have to PCC in the outer portion of the periphery wall first, which we have done with the brick wall foundation. So after sand filling, we will do PCC. Let me show you. Here we have already calculated the sand filling, and now we will calculate the PCC. This is the section of that foundation, periphery wall foundation. So already we know we have 20 inches and 3 inches out extra. We have so 20 plus 3 plus 3. So in actual sheet, already in sand filling we have calculated the breadth. So in numbers we will write 1, and in this length we have to calculate this length, this outer length. So we already know the outer length as we have done sand filling. So let us just copy that. So we get the length and we get the breadth. So now we know our sand filling is 0.75 mm. So we know the height, that is 75 mm. So simply we will drag this to here and we'll calculate the quantity of the periphery wall. It has taken all the, sorry, we have to calculate here because the cell is not much. Numbers into length into width, breadth into height. So we get the periphery wall quantity and the unit will also be in cubic meter. Next we have the plinth beam. As you can see, in the inside we have not provided the PCC, so we will provide here, we will calculate the internal beams and we will provide the PCC. So in numbers we'll write 1 numbers, and in length, let's just calculate the length. How to calculate the length? So let us see how to calculate the length. We'll have to take this length and this length, this length. Whenever internal, wherever beams are there in the internal section, we will have to add all the length so that we'll get the exact length. So how we'll calculate the length? We'll take, if we'll take this length, so You can see this center to center we have 8892. So this area we have already provided the PCC. So we'll deduct the half amount so that we'll get the internal from this length to this length. Like if we have 8892, so this wall is of 10 inch wall, that is 0.25 mm, 0.25 meter. So we'll have to deduct the half from here and half from here, and we will get the internal length. Likewise, we'll have to do here also. We'll have to deduct this amount as this length is given from center to center. So we'll have to deduct the excess amount. Okay. After calculating the internal all beams, like this beams and this beam, this beam, this beam, all the internal beam, we'll get how to calculate the. So I will show you one length. Likewise, you'll have to calculate the all internal length. So we'll take this length, this horizontal length, and which is center to center 8892. Okay, 8892 meter. So 8892 minus, we know the periphery wall has 10 inch, so 0.25 meter from both sides. If we'll so 10 inch, half of 10 inch, that is 25, 250 mm divided by 2. So we'll get 125. Okay. So for both sides, we'll have to just 125 into 2. For both sides, we'll have to calculate into 2. So 250. For both sides, we'll have to calculate and deduct 250. So here we'll deduct 250. So you can see we get the length, the internal length, which is 8642. You'll have to calculate, convert it into meter. So you'll write here is equal to 8.642 plus. Likewise, you will have to calculate all the horizontal beams and vertical beams. You can see here is also one vertical beam and here is also vertical beam. So likewise, you will have to calculate add all the vertical beam. Here is also one small beam and this length also. You can know this length if you can know this length by center to center. We know 6174 we have. So you'll have to deduct this amount, and within this amount you'll have to also deduct 0.25. So you'll have get this length. So likewise you'll have to calculate all these internal beams, which will come somehow 58.0. So which will be 58.076. And for height, we'll have to merge this. We'll have to merge this row. Let us just merge it. And for height section, we'll have to move to our structural drawing. So this is our length, and for width, we know we have, you can see for a plinth beam, we have 250 into 300. So 250 is the weight. So we'll simply write here 0.25. With this 25, we'll just add 0.75, which is 3 inch extra. So 0.075 into 2 in the both sides. So for height, we know PCC for PCC, which is 75 mm. So we'll just simply 75. We'll write 0.075, and for quantity, you know, we'll have to calculate this all quantity, length into breadth into height. For unit also cubic meter, we can write. So for flooring, we'll have to calculate the area. In the number, we'll write just 1, and for flooring, the internal floors, let me show you. Here in the vacant space, we will do the flooring in this area. So for that, we need this total area. So we'll simply select this rectangle and then li enter. So this is in mm. So we'll write it in meter, which is 150.57 meter. So we will simply write here 150.57 meter, and the height, generally we know we provide 100 mm of PCC, so 0.1, and simply we will calculate this quantity. Now we'll have to do reduction. Let me show you. You can see here in this layout, you can see if we have done PCC at the in the all spaces. So in this column area we have done PCC for footing already. So in the column area it will get doubled. We have done PCC in the whole space. So in this column it will get doubled. So we'll have to just deduct this amount. So let us just see which columns are coming in this area. So you can see C3 and C5. C3 and C5 are coming in this area. So we'll have to deduct this. So for the deduction, we have how many C3 we have? Let us just see in the structural drawing. We have 1 C3 and 2 C5. Okay. So in this, we'll minus sign. We'll give minus sign because we are doing deduction. So here we'll give -2 as we have 2 C5. So let us just know the sizes of C3 and C5. Here you can see the size of C3 is 250 into 250 and the size of C5 is 250 into 350. So here we can simply write in meter 0.25. into 0.25, and for C5 we have 250 into 350, so 0.25 into 0.35. And in the height section, we know in the height section, we know we are providing PCC for 75 mm. So simply we'll write here 0.075. We know 75 mm. If you convert the 75 mm into meters, so we'll get 0.075. So simply in this C5 also will give 0.075, or you can drag it also. Now we'll calculate this quantity, this into this into this into this. So if you will drag, it will take all the quantity for C5 also. So here the amount has been deducted. The deducted amount has been calculated, and for unit we know it will be in cubic meter. So we copy and paste. For both, we'll just copy paste. Now, for total quantity, we'll calculate this total quantity and we'll add just simply 5%. We take 5% as extra for wastage. So we'll just add 5% with the total quantity. So for total quantity, we know we'll have to sum of all. So for sum, we'll just write sum and bracket. Then we will have to just drag the quantity. Up to here we need the quantity up to footing. So then we'll close this bracket into 1.05 for 5% extra. And we'll close this bracket, enter. So we'll get this added quantity, which is 5% extra we have taken, and this quantity. So per unit, we'll write cubic meter. As we know, for PCC, we calculate the quantity for length, width, height, and we get the unit in cubic meter. Next, we will move to our reinforcement, which is RCC. So here we have used M20 grade of RCC. M20 grade of concrete in the RCC, and as per the IS 456 or nominal mix of 1 cement and 1.5% and 3 sand stone aggregate with. So next we will move to our RCC. So reinforced cement concrete, we have used M20 grade as per IS 456. So next we will move to our RCC. Here we have used M20 grade as per IS 456 or nominal mix of 1 cement is to 1.5 pour sand and 3 stone aggregate 20 mm downgraded. So for RCC, we'll have to do first for pile work, and then we will have to do bulk part. Let me just show you. You can see this is the piling work. This is our pile, and this is our bulk. So we'll have to calculate this piling work and also for bulk. Okay. So you can see 250 mm. It is given the dia of 250 mm. Here the dia is given 250 mm and the length is 6 meter. So we will calculate the wall part, and the next we will move to the footing part. So for footing we have F1, F2, F3 and F4. After that we will move to the column portion. As we know, we have 5 types of column. And last but not the least, we will move to the plinth beams and then after roof beam. So let us calculate the quantity of RCC. So friend, that's all for today's video. We will move our so friend, that's all for today's video. In our next video, we'll move to the RCC part. So thank you and have a nice day.